And welcome to this presentation, $100 million in overheard sales messages. Now, the first question, is this for you? Well, yes, if you are a high trust service provider, you're a coach or consultant, or a SaaS founder or president. If any of those titles applies to you, please pay close attention. First of all, what are overheard sales messages? It's a topic we're going to develop in the next few minutes, but here's a hint. You don't have to have great ideas if you can hear great ideas. That's a quote from perhaps the best copywriter you may have never heard of, Eugene Schwartz. What we're talking about is a very simple but powerful idea. You are not your clients. Your words are not their words. No matter how well you think you know them, and no matter how good you are at your business, your words are not the words of your buyers. So it's incredibly effective to fill your marketing with the words of your buyers. I want to give you several examples here that you can learn from. But first, where do you find these words? Where do you overhear them? Well, you can find them in testimonials and reviews online about your business. You can find them in social media comments, what people post on blogs or on LinkedIn, for example. You can hear them in conversation with your clients, whether it's directly talking to them or overhearing them in your place of business. You can hear them on the phone speaking with clients, and of course, you can find their comments, their words in your email. So let's give you the first primary example here. This is from what I call the $100 million letter that I wrote for a client. The return on investment he enjoyed was anywhere from 100% to 1,000%, depending on when we mailed it. But it was a letter that mailed for 5 years, helped grow his business from 9 locations to 45, and over $100 million in annual revenue. So here is the letter. That's 2 of the 3 pages. But what's important for you to see here is to compare it to this slide. All of those red boxes are the actual words of his clients, his customers. These were things we overheard them saying in the store, or they said them in surveys that we conducted. And here of course, are straight testimonials from his clients, his buyers. But these were the words of people who were already giving him money. We just put them in the letter and use that letter to get more people to give him money. That's basically the strategy. So here's some examples of the language I used in that letter that I wrote that we overheard from his buyers. Is my dog overweight? What's the difference between all those dog foods? Which products are safe for flea and tick control? And many, many more. That letter was just peppered with the words, the sales messages that we overheard his buyers saying. So here's another example. This is from a client that I produced $300,000 in 60 days with a letter I wrote for him. You can see what he said about me here. We targeted 24 accounts, started conversations with 12 of them, and now have over $300,000 of revenue in our pipeline, more than triple what we had, all in about 60 days. And this was from my client, Mike. So here are some examples of the sales messages that I overheard his clients saying, whether it was in testimonials that we got from them directly, or we had his sales rep interview the clients. But these were things that people were actually saying, and I just included them in the letter that I wrote. The bold parts are the most important, kind of the most emotional things that people were saying. So these overheard sales messages helped put $300,000 in revenue in one business's sales pipeline in 60 days. Here's another example, 250,000 in 7 days. This is from my client, Ryan. Ryan said, after we started testing the sales letter, the phone started to ring, people started to call. In the last 7 days, I've got $250,000 lined up as a result. I couldn't be happier. And so these were sales messages that I overheard his buyers saying. I put them in a letter and we mailed them out to people, and boom, Ryan got a windfall. So again, the bolded sections are really the most emotional and really specific things that people were saying about his business. These were the headaches and the emotional, really the problems people had with the properties that they owned that they wanted to get rid of. These were things that people said on the phone to Ryan, or we got them from testimonials. But these are the sales messages. These are the things that people were saying about Ryan already. We simply put them in a letter, mailed them out to other people, and boom, we got a windfall. Here's one that produced over $1 million in revenue for a client of mine, according to him. He said, we've had more than 16 orders in the past 2 days at the new $397 price, over $6,300. That's well over $1 million in extra revenue I'm expecting this year. This is from my client, Anthony. He sold a tutoring service to folks online. And this one I didn't have to work too hard for. This is the headline for the new sales letter I wrote for Anthony. And this is something I overheard one of his prospective clients saying. And it was a very emotional problem that they had when they didn't get into the university that they wanted to. This young student said, "Mom, Dad, I got rejected again." This one little change, with some others, of course, but this was overheard by one of Anthony's prospective clients, and it helped produce over $1 million in revenue simply because I overheard someone saying the kind of language that resonated with the market. So this is just a recap of this, the main lesson here. You don't have to have great ideas if you can hear great ideas. Now, what's next for you? Well, you can do nothing with this idea and just go on about your day. You can try to do it yourself, which is fine, or we can talk it over together, you and I, and then you can decide if you want to do this yourself or with me working with you. If you think this resonates with you, you're invited to book a call and discover what's possible. You and I will talk for 30 to 45 minutes. It's your choice, but there's no cost, no obligation, and no sales pressure. So if you think this resonates for you, please click the link below this video now. I look forward to speaking with you soon, and thanks for watching.